Alright, so I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. This is the first of many of my little podcast series, or Tyler Talks. I still don't know what name to use. Tyler Talks might sound a little stupid, but we're going to run with it, right? So today we're going to be talking about the coronavirus, and how the series is going to work is I'm going to have a topic, right, and I'll invite a guest on the show, or it'll just be me, but usually I'll have me and another guest, and we share our opinions and just talk about either an issue or a topic that has been requested or that I come up with and I thought would be interesting to talk about. So today I got my friend Masa from New York City, and we're going to be talking about the coronavirus. His intake is actually pretty interesting, and I got him right here. So yeah, without further ado, Masa, I'm going to give the floor to you. How you doing, man?
It's been good, man. It's been good. It's been a long time, bro. I haven't been in touch with you. I've been, busy and shit, but,
No, yeah.
I've been good, yeah. How have you been?
Honestly, school's been eating my ass, and not in a pleasant way, but, we're just gonna run with it, and call it good, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're just gonna have to work through it, you feel me?
No, yeah. It's whatever. Life goes on, but, I wanted to ask you a couple questions today. How has the quarantine been for you so far? And I understand, you got the hell out of New York City, so what have you been doing?
To be honest with you, we're still, following procedures and stuff, man. It's crazy. I've been staying in my house mainly. I've been going on, Hulu and Netflix, watching, YouTube videos mainly and stuff. I don't have a console personally. Unfortunately, I can't be really gaming and stuff. I'm not really a big gamer as well, so I've been, staying in my house. We're taking advantage of the food we have, and we're just, I'm getting better at cooking as well, so yeah.
Oh, there you go.
That's some of the things.
Yeah, you're going to be wife material.
Yeah, sorry.
No, yeah, dude, that's great. I mean, at least you're staying productive, but, so you can't even go outside, or you can't do any of that? Or how does that work?
In terms of, safety-wise, I still get my runs in. I'm still running, 6 days a week, getting my runs in, but, I just gotta be, very careful and stuff,
No, yeah,
For example, it's good out here because it's in the woods, and there's, in terms of population and, dense, how densely packed it is, it just houses across, there's not many houses, they're more spread out, so, in that sense it's safe, but, we still gotta practice social distancing, for sure.
No, yeah,
But, compared to the city, I'd say it's a lot better,
Well,
but,
of course.
even, for example, today, we got, a package from Amazon, we haven't touched it, because, I heard, the bacteria, the corona bacteria can stay on plastic for at least 24 hours, so we're just letting it sit outside right now, although I'm, very eager to open it. It's, my pencil sharpener that I kind of need for school, but, I want to take it safe,
No, I get you, dude. Just go out there with a bunch of plastic bags around you. You'll be fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Gloves, whatever, mask, everything.
No, yeah, I completely understand that, dude. It's been rough. I actually miss school, not gonna lie. I wish I could go back, because, I go to school to learn. I don't like studying from home that much. When I'm here to do what I want.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
So what is your situation looking like? I'm just curious right now.
Well,
out in Utah,
No, yeah, I'm not from a big city. I'm from Utah, smaller town in Utah, and everyone here's going ballistic. I think there's maybe 10 cases here now. So, and I'm in a city of about 80,000, 100,000 with the whole metropolitan area and all the subdivisions.
Did you say 6 cases or 60?
No, there's only 10 cases actually.
Oh, that's really good. That's
yeah.
a good job.
But what's crazy is that everyone's treating it as if it's New York or Los Angeles or so, a bigger city where there's a lot of cases, and there's really not. But I mean, everything's online now. It sucks. It's very difficult to learn online, and especially I'm taking physiology. You can't learn physiology online. You got to be there in the classroom to learn that. You know what I mean? And
yeah, I totally get you, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been rough, and now they're they said something about sending the diploma in the mail, but then they gave us our cap and gowns for graduation. So I'm a little confused as to what's going on there, but I mean, I hope that it doesn't, it doesn't get to that point where they're gonna mail us our fucking diplomas, because if they do, I'm gonna be very, very upset about that. Grinded for 4 years for this bullshit. I mean, I get it. There's bigger things going on in the world, but it's still, infuriating.
I totally get it, man. Like, I'm fortunate enough to go to private school, and it's just like it's awful right now, like Zoom and stuff. Like, what is this? This joke? Like first week, like I literally had school like last week.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of my classes were like 10-minute Khan Academy videos. I'm like, bro, like I could do that on my own, and that's great. Like, I understand. Like you're trying to like make us learn, like like it's better than not do anything. But bro, like really, like Khan Academy for 10 minutes, like I understand they gotta do something. It just triggers me in that sense.
No, yeah, I completely understand, and the most frustrating part of the whole thing is the fact that people are complaining about the government, and they're getting politics involved when they really shouldn't be, because this isn't really a politics type thing. You know what I mean? This is a virus, and the people handling this are like the CDC and the World Health Organization, which is good, is what we need. But I mean, I'm not trying to be saying, oh, I'm a full-blown Trump supporter. I can't legally say my opinion right now. My lawyer says it's not good for me. I'm kidding. But I can't be taking sides because it's not fair, because you got to look at both sides of both parties and the people on the top dealing with the virus, but also the people on the other end receiving. And you got to hear both sides of the story to be able to make a fair judgment. But it just seems like people are putting too much blame on the government when in reality we should be taking a lot of the responsibilities ourselves. I mean, that's just my opinion, but
no, I totally agree with you, man. Like you make a valid point. Like at the end of the day, it's just like it's just like when we talk about climate change and like the environment, right? We say, oh, like my impact or like my impact or like my self impact will not affect the world. And I think that's not how it works. Like everyone thinks like that. This is why this is happening.
No, yeah.
You can relate that to global climate change. But now climate change is getting it's getting killed in a way because no one can do shit. But
No, exactly.
The funny thing is, but that kind of relates to Corona now.
Yeah, but we basically for climates we basically accepted we're fucked. I mean, as shitty as that is, I mean it's just kind of the way things are, and we're trying to reduce those things that are fucking up our world, but you can only do so much, especially with how many people there are nowadays and all the businesses, and if everyone wants all their electricity and you want your cars, you want video, you want all this stuff, it's like you got to burn some coal to do that. So
exactly, yeah.
All right, so I got another question for you. How do you think the procedures we're doing now about coronavirus will impact the future? Like, what do you think do you think in the future, like, we'll be following these even more? Or do you think we're just going to kind of forget about this in 5 years and go back to a normal thing?
I think, when you look at history, I think we tend to forget stuff, I hate to bring this up, but, like, for example, like, even slavery and, racism, like, people, like, it's crazy. Like, obviously this happened, what is it, I mean, segregation was still going on like 60, 70 years ago, right? I mean, it still goes on today, like racism and stuff, like blatant racism. But I don't think we do enough of a job, and like that's just an example of, going back at this and kind of like learning from our mistakes in a sense. It's it's across the world, I'd say. But we as humans, I mean, although we are constantly improving, we're trying to become like a better society. I think at the end of the day, I think. There's always that selfishness, I feel as though, that just comes into the play with human beings,
Oh, yeah.
I think it's like natural instinct in one point, but at the same time, it's just what makes humans fucked up in a sense. But, I think so, to answer your question, 5 years down the road, I think in a sense, I think in a sense, I think we're going to be forgetting about it, yeah.
No.
It's like one of those flus that happen, right? Like the swine flu or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But no one talks about it right now. I know a lot of people died from that, a good chunk of people.
I actually survived through it. I lived through it.
Oh, that's crazy, man.
I got the virus, yeah. I think I was 7 years old. I almost died, but they just...
I'm sorry, bro.
No, you're good.
Safe, though. You're good now. You're good.
No, yeah. My mom didn't tell me I had it during the time because she didn't want me to freak out, because even at 7 I knew how big of a deal it was. And they basically just took me to the hospital. The doctor identified me with it. I was in my house for, I think, almost 2 months, and I just didn't leave. And I just slept a lot, drank a lot of water. My mom kept pushing a bunch of antivirals and stuff on me. And eventually I got better, but, But, yeah, I see what you're saying. And it is human nature. I mean, with these procedures, if assuming this all works in the end, then my dad, who's actually a doctor, he made an interesting point saying, yeah, he was saying that if this works, then they're gonna start implementing this everywhere. You know what I mean? And that sucks, because it's like, in the future, if this is how we're gonna have to live, then nothing's gonna be happening. I mean, our economy's going to shit right now. The stocks are plummeting. I mean, they're recovering a little bit, but they're still plummeting because of all the stuff. And I mean, and the government, they're gonna keep doing these implementations in the future to try to control this. And although, I mean, that's kind of how you control viruses, you isolate the infected and just quarantine them until they either all die off or get better. Let's hope they don't die off and hope they do get better, because it's better to have a live host, like a live person infected, so then you can work to help, reverse engineer a vaccine, or, better make a cure. But I don't know, man. It's a scary thought, and I just hope that this gets over soon, because, I mean, it sucks being indoors so much, you know what I mean? I can imagine for you, you're in the middle of the country with not much to do, to be honest, so.
Yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from, yeah, and I totally agree with the valid points you're making, for sure, man.
No, yeah, but how's school been for you? Like, I mean, you said you were doing the Khan Academy and stuff. I mean, are you still having a graduation? Like, what's happening with you?
It kind of sucks for me. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're a senior as well in high school, right?
Oh, yeah.
It sucks because, like, I mean, especially in my school, where, like, this is, I mean, senior spring, right? It's that tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Prom, graduation. I mean, it's like a fun time for seniors. You hand in your college apps, like, you're done now.
Yeah.
You hear back from regular decision schools, like, everyone's done, like, they're in their college, or, well, they're done with the high school process, right?
Yeah.
But I think now, because of this online thing, we don't even have the opportunity to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And what I think, in a sense, we have to stay optimistic, obviously. But, when you think about the realistic picture, it's just not going to happen. This graduation, like you're saying, diplomas and, all of this. It's just, obviously, there's so much of, like, limitation of what you can do online when you're not with people, and just that feeling of being in, being seniors and, being the leaders of the school, and just, like, fucking around the last semester.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get that environment, you don't get that, like, that respect, or, like, that, oh, I'm a senior,
yeah,
type of vibe.
You don't get the experience.
Like,
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, you don't get the experience. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. It's
exactly.
Yeah.
And so, like, I understand, like, these, obviously safety and health comes first, but, unfortunately it came at a very bad time, and, I mean, I'm in a sense, I'm fortunate enough because, things don't matter for us, for high schoolers now, or seniors now, right?
Oh, yeah.
In a sense, I feel as though I lost my connection, in the sense, to the school, and, like, my last bit of bonding. Obviously, like, I'll still stay in touch with everyone and stuff, but, this once in my lifetime, like, senior high school experience is going to be gone, or I'm not going to be able to embrace it as much,
No, yeah, I agree, and continuing off of that, I mean, a lot of older people and even younger people will be like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, but, it really is, because I mean, we're young, we want to experience life before we have to face the everlasting and never-ending hell of being an adult. But not only that, I mean, on a bigger scale, it's actually hurting people socially. I mean, there's already people that are, like, socially awkward and need people to survive, and now they can't see them. And humans, we're very social creatures. And, I mean, even though you can call and FaceTime and stuff, it helps, and it's better than nothing, certainly, but I mean,
that interaction with, like, people, right?
Yeah,
like you're mentioning.
And it sucks.
It's
and
huge.
the social distancing. Now they're even saying 6 feet is not enough. They're saying the virus, if, like, someone sneezes, can spread up to, like, 28 feet. And I'm like, so do you want us to basically stand, like, on baseball diamonds? Like, we're waiting in line at Walmart. We gotta stand in a fucking baseball diamond just to buy a package or some shit. Like, I don't know, man. It's been ridiculous, frankly, and I just don't see too many solutions necessarily. And I'm actually writing a paper about why most people and just the world in general is overreacting about this. And me conducting this interview with you, mainly because I haven't talked to you in fucking forever, and also because you're from the city, so you have a different standpoint than a lot of people. And plus, it's interesting insight. I mean, you want to hear different stories from people, to be able to get all the facts in.
Totally, man. I respect that, man.
No, yeah,
if you want me to, I can talk a little bit more about the city experience and stuff if you want me to.
Oh yeah.
I was in the city at the beginning of the quarantine, so I could give you some of my input as well if that helps you out, and
oh yeah, for sure.
Like to share to your viewers and your subscribers. For sure.
Do it right now. Go for it right now. Tell us your story.
So so obviously this outbreak, especially in the U.S., right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, excluding like California and like Portland, I know they had it like a month ago, but this became big like 3 weeks ago, right? For a lot of states, or like especially New York City and all these big, states, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, actually, it was the last week before spring break, so like 3 weeks ago, right? And I still had, so it was Monday. It was Monday afternoon, and we kept on getting emails from the headmaster from the school, and he's like, everyone stay calm, we're keeping track. Like I know there are cases from like regions nearby, but we're like keeping track of that. And then Monday afternoon, like right after school ends, the headmaster sends out an email and says school is fully closed.
Oh,
and I'm like, wow. At that point, I'm like, wow. Like, okay. I still had like 4 more days of school before spring break, so I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like, we should be back like after spring break, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm in the city, and then obviously like at this point we don't know like too much about the detail. It didn't spread out that much, or at least like not that much testing has been going on in the city. And so I'm with my friends the next day, and then we're playing a board game, right? And then his father turns on the TV, and then I see that the NBA season has been canceled. And I'm a big sports fan, right?
Yep,
and I'm like,
I remember that.
I'm like, oh my god, that's crazy. Like that's when I knew like something was up. Like I was like, this ain't it, Chief.
No, of course, Masa. I completely agree with you, man. But just want to say thank you for coming on today. Unfortunately, we're actually out of time, so I hope your quarantine is well, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Tyler Talks 1 or Podcast 1. Again, I will name it once I find a name that suits it best. But I hope you guys are all having a great quarantine, and I'll see you all in the next video, whatever I make. Adios.